I think we are recording right now. So, welcome everyone. This is the Asian chapter of Chaos meeting every fortnight. And we are restarting the community meetings in September, and today is September 4th. I think I pasted the agenda doc. However, I am gonna repaste it again in the chat for everyone, just in case um, y'all want to or y'all missed it the previous time, really. So I'm just gonna paste that again. Please feel free to enter in any agenda items or any discussion points if you have. And yeah, I will just start sharing my screen and we can get the ball rolling on the discussions. Uh, we don't have much of it today because, like I said, we've just restarted the meetings again for this week. So yeah, so essentially, like I said, we are in September finally, and the agenda doc basically focuses on 3 to 4 sections. One is the social media management section, wherein we talk about using our social channels for amplification and messaging purposes with respect to our partners, anything else that we are collaborating on with our partner communities, etc., or any of the work that we've been doing. Um, that's the social media management bit. Since we haven't gotten any updates on that front, primarily because the only thing we collaborated on last month was the Open UK event. The amplification for that specific event was handled by the team, and we ended up getting a pretty good response all across India for the kind of work that we were doing with them. I have also shared the Open UK report about openness in India. Um, with respect to AI and in general the open source ecosystem. So if you all are interested, please check out the channel. I'll also share it here just in case you all are interested. But I'm going to pause there and see if you all have any questions before we go ahead.
No questions for now.
All right. The I'm just gonna paste the report here. So, like I said, this is not the report we collaborated on, but we collaborated on events across the subcontinent, in Delhi, in Hyderabad, in Mumbai, and in Bangalore. With the Open UK folks, and they created an independent research report, which is what I've linked in the Slack channel as well as on the chat here. So you can take a look if you're interested. With respect to the disability focus group, this is a group that we have nominations for, we have the leadership for, but we've not done any concrete work in the last, I guess, 6 months. And we have not really been doing anything, but I do know that Roland and Sandeep, both of y'all have actually been working on the accessibility accountability thing for the WEHI. So Sandeep, do you want to take a moment and update us on that?
Yes, Divya. Uh, so I actually got a scholarship for the RSAA 25, and I'm writing a blog probably before the event, and we are reviewing all of the accessibility that they have set up. Uh,
Right, and
and
whenever you get a
another thing is,
chance. Yeah, so sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, please tell me.
No, I was just saying, whenever you get a chance and whenever your blog is published, and if you have, if you want to like have that cross posted on the Chaos blog as well, I'd be happy to sort of patch that over to the Chaos team and see if there is
Uh,
interest, because this is something we should be evangelizing more about. So, and we should be talking more
Definitely.
about this effort.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And another thing is that uh, I'm sorry that there has not been much activity here in the disability focus group, because in the CNCF we have been sort of rebooting all the diversity groups. We now have a march forward group and the deaf and the hard of hearing working group, and everything else has moved on the march forward. So we have sort of been doing like a lot of work there. Yeah, but apparently I hope to again pick up work in the Chaos Asia Disability Focus Group in the next 2 months or so.
Right. I think a lot of what you're doing with the March Forward group, and which was previously the Deaf and Hard of Hearing working group, would be very instrumental. And I also know that there's another person who was showing interest in this. So yeah, I mean we can pick up, no problem. I'm just saying that we have not had much activity, and it would be
Yeah,
great if we
yeah,
if we are like more active in this space. It is, I know it's voluntary led and everything, so don't get me wrong, I completely recognize the amount of
yeah, yeah,
effort.
yeah.
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 So
I also, I also want to attend. I think the Africa chapter is very active. So I thought I'll attend one of the meetings and see what they are doing.
right. I mean, I do want to see if there is something we can do in the public good space, specific to Asia. I don't know how much of an appetite is there within India to start off that initiative, because I have not checked it out, to be very honest, and I was seeing if there were any specific things that we could do in the Indian space to sort of kick off this initiative. Of course, you're doing the accountability, accessibility accountability scholarship thingy with RSA, but one of the things that I also wanted to think of, at least I wanted us to think of collectively, was how we could promote this better in India as well, because I don't think that there's a lot of focus on the kind of work that needs to be done in the space specifically for
Yes,
Asians.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I feel like we could include more people if we are able to make more accommodations for them. So I mean, just food for thought. You know best.
Yes,
A lot of
definitely.
y'all know better than what I know. So I would defer to y'all in terms of any judgment. So any questions
Okay.
or concerns?
No, Divya, thank you. Thank you for your ideas and suggestions.
You're most welcome, and I'm happy to help wherever I can. So now we're moving on to the next section, which is community management. Now, this is something I'm looking forward to actively, you know, I'm looking for more active contributors in this space in terms of community management, because we have a lot of interest coming in from the Indian community regarding the Chaos project, and I would like for us to be more proactively involved in welcoming Indian contributors. We've got a rota going on. Unfortunately, not being able to keep tabs on it, but I guess my ask or my request would be to see if there are ideas on how we can implement this better going forward, because this is a fairly low hanging fruit, which is going to help people get acclimatized to the the chaos ecosystem, and it does require a basic knowledge of chaos. I'm not going to say no of the project itself, but it would be really helpful to understand what exactly it is that is impeding folks from taking on this role, wherein we just go and tell people, hey, if they're from Asia, and redirect them to the Asia chapter, because the African chapter seems to be doing a really good job of it. They are able to invite people through their events, and have them patch them through the Chaos Africa channel. But a similar sort of activity is not seen in case of our traction to the Chaos Asia channel. It's more likely for either me or someone else to actually go ahead and pull them in. So I want to hear your thoughts, to be really honest. Sandeep, I know you're only here, you're the only one here who can probably provide insight, because Laksh is new here. So, what is it that we can do better? And Laksh, if you're able to provide insights, that would be great as well.
So my question is like in community management, so we have to bring like people for Chaos Asia. Like, is that so? Like, we have to bring some people to do some sort of work or podcast or something like that. I didn't get your point. Like, what we
That's a good
have to do.
question. That's a good question. So normally when people introduce themselves in the hashtag newcomers channel, like you introduced yourself a while back in the hashtag newcomers channel, greeting somebody there and telling them, hey, if you're from Asia, this is the, you're typically able to identify Asian names. Since, we're all from Asia, we know if you're from the Asian if you're from the Asian continent, you have a very specific way of naming yourself, and it's also visible on Slack where you're participating from. So, if you feel, if you think they're in Asia, and if the name is sort of out there saying that they're from Asia, and the location on Slack also shows that they're from Asia, just go ahead and say, hey, welcome to Chaos. We It looks like you're from if you're from the Asian continent, we'd love to have you join us on Chaos Asia, the Slack channel, and just point them there. That is all that's required, and we have like a weekly schedule for that linked in the agenda doc. So this is what we're looking for. We're not asking people. We're not asking you to go and bring brand new people from somewhere. And this is a fairly low hanging fruit, because again, not every day is it that we get a new person coming in. It's maybe once in like 1 week, or like a couple of entries in 1 week that comes through, and this happens mainly during a major event. So this is all that's expected. Did I clarify that well for you, or do you need more insights on this?
No, no, no. I got your point. And you know what? Like when I texted on Slack, so after like there was one, I don't know, maybe I'm forgetting the name. She like told me to come in the newcomers meeting. Then I got your text and you said like you should come also in the Asian meeting.
Hmm. So that's exactly like, if nobody messages on that newcomer Slack, it's almost like we're not tapping into the pool of people that are coming in and are letting them float by, which is not a bad thing in any way, but it would help us gain more contributors to the kind of work that we're doing, if we actually stepped up and were a little more proactive. So I just want to understand if there is a way in which we can have more engagement for this specific thing, so that we can have like more people saying, hey, there is a thing here, you can go and chat with us, and hang out with us on our weekly bi-weekly calls, etc.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like my call was disconnected. I don't know, our meeting got ended, so I was saying something.
No, 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 so
So
there
I
was
was
nothing. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, I was saying like we first of all we need to be little bit more active, and we have to what I've seen the Asian people, like they don't feel like if we are saying Asian, they find us like we are Indian. So like maybe this is one of the issues, like they are not coming here. Like I don't know, maybe like most of the Asian, they first of all they feel if I say Asian, they will think of China, Japan, and something like that. But as we are Indian, so they thought like they not coming. Maybe this could be one reason. I don't know.
That's a good point, but like that is something that I like. The perception is something that I really cannot help change. What I can help with is like having people from within the community go and welcome people from Asia, and not just limited to the people who are from India. So I think it would be very helpful for folks to come in and. Like for newer folks who are coming in to sort of know that there is a channel where people from Asia, whether you're from India, whether you're from China, Japan, etc., hang out and talk about community health and management. So I just wanted to float this out there, and if we obviously do not have to have an answer right away, but this is something that I wanted to set the ball rolling on in terms of discussing. We can continue this discussion on Slack, on in our future meetings as well, to understand how we can better like welcome folks, because this is there, like this is the thing, but nobody is really signing up to welcome. Like there are like three people who I see constantly helping out in like terms of saying hello, but we need to have a more regular cadence in terms of doing that, and it can't just be whenever you want to do it. So any
And
input on that would be welcome. Yes, Laksh.
yeah, sorry, interrupting you. And in the end, I think one of the biggest reason could be like the Asian meeting are not that much, like they take the difference between two meetings is like of days. Like I'm trying to say, there is a more gap in between the meetings. Like other
That's true. That's true, Laksh. I'm not gonna say that that's not the case, but also we do not have a lot of things we are working on at the point, which is why the staggered cadence in terms of like meetings. We have a fortnightly meeting, which is every 14 days. I'm happy to meet regularly if that helps our case, but the only concern is we do not have a lot of things to discuss every so if we keep it at every week meeting cadence, uh you need to have something to discuss, and you need to have people to come and actually host the meeting, and also have like agenda or documentation. Even right now you do not have we do not have much in terms of agenda, because we're just returning back, and most of the agenda that we're talking about is stuff that I or Leon or Sandeep have worked on. So like there's just like very limited agenda to work through every if you're doing it every 2 weeks even. So like doing it every week might lessen the amount of work that we're doing. But that's a very good point that you brought up, and it's something we should probably consider discussing with the wider team or when they are in attendance. Like this is not normally the attendance, we do have like more people joining in, but today is not that day since I did not announce this meeting earlier on. That's on me. So good point. I will actually just write it down here. Um, huh. Just a
Maybe
second.
Divya, I have a
Yeah.
different thought.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe instead of meeting more frequently, what we can do is once in a while, like we can actually have a combined meeting with the Africa chapter. So we get a chance to actually see what they are doing and basically borrow from them. You know, every progress, every group in Ciencia for wherever it has all been like observing others and then copying and then tuning it. So I think the Chaos Africa is doing incredible work. But if we have instead of having one meeting at our time, we have one meeting at that time. So we get a chance to join them, they get a chance to know us. So that will build some rapport and we can see what they are working on, what are the things that they are working on, and then we can see what we can replicate here.
That's a good point. I don't have an issue particularly with that, except the fact that I don't think they would be very okay with coming and having a meeting with us at our time, because it's like really nighttime for them at this point. But I have no issues going and alternating between us and their meeting. So maybe like we could try that. Again, like I
No,
said, yeah.
we meet at their meeting time. We meet at their meeting time because we are just two, three or four of us. They are a very big group. So we
Right.
meet at their meeting time once.
Okay, I mean that does make sense, but also like my only concern is the audience that we are targeting is very different
Right.
in terms of challenges that we get. Like
Right,
having,
that is correct. That's correct.
I didn't
Yeah.
get you. Sorry.
And Divya, I have an appointment, so I need to drop off.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no problem.
I put a message in the chat that the good first issue is there about, I think, the draft guidelines for what constitutes a community. I have already started work on it, but I'm not able to assign myself to the issue.
Yeah, you can't assign yourself because the slash assign is normally a bot that is there within like the CNCF and the Kubernetes ecosystem.
Ah,
Can't do that here. So it's either me. I can try
okay,
assign.
okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much,
Don't
Divya.
mention.
Yeah.
Don't mention. Yeah. See you on the next call. No problem.
Uh, I'm stepping away, but I think I have the notes open, so I'll come and check the notes. Okay?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Bye.
yeah. So I will just add this in here. Please bear with me since I'm doing both of this. So it's it's gonna be difficult to like talk and write it down. So all right. So I'm gonna go on to the next stuff that is there on here. Now, this is pretty much the same in terms of, how do I put it? Like same updates as the last time. We have the open source communities database, and it would be great if we have someone to work on these issues now. I know that I'm able to screen share and y'all are able to see my screen. We have a bunch of data that's there, and it would be very great if we could actually get folks to work on this. It could be even you, if it doesn't need to be like someone from outside. But I do not want this to be just my project or my passion side gig or whatever. The chaos open source community database is there. It was initially conceptualized to be just for Asia, but we've broadened it to obviously the rest of the world, and there's a lot of data that we have right now in terms of these issues. So if anyone's interested in working on any of this, please feel free to let us know, and do that via the issues itself. You don't need to let me know on the call. It's not like a formal corporate environment where you have to do that. You can just say on the issue itself that you're interested on working, and we can assign the issue to you and you can begin work on that. So I'll pause you for a minute to see if you have any questions, Laksh, because Sandeep's obviously gonna has stepped away for his appointment.
Uh, Hello, Divya. So, my question was like, what we, what is the main purpose of Chaos Asia? Like, what we do, like, what our work is. Like, first of all, like, we can contribute to open source, like you have just shown us, to database and all, and what is like other work we do. Yeah, thank you.
That's a good question. Thank you for asking that. So, so Chaos, the project, I hope you know the full form, which is Community Health and Open Source Software Metrics. So we basically create metrics and metric models as a project for for the determination of community health and project viability in open source. Now, as the Asian chapter, one of the things that we try to do, there are 3 to 4 main pillars of work that we do. One is awareness building, and you can actually like I would rather not like go through it. There is a charter. So basically, it is to engage more people from Asia to contribute to open source in a way that's meaningful to them. Because not necessarily is it that everyone wants to contribute to open source in the form of code. Some people are community managers. Some people are interested in the data science aspect of community management, wherein you gather data regarding community management and build software and visualization tools around that. And um, basically what we try to do is, like I said, awareness building. So that is welcoming and onboarding Asian contributors who are interested in contributing to open source beyond code. Of course, if you are interested in code contributions, there is the tooling and the visualization aspects of the chapter as well, which we can patch you through. Um, again, when we talk about the global open source ecosystem, the challenges around adoption and usage and even contribution are very different. So, discovering the unique challenges through supporting events like I just spoke about, or partnering with on the grounds organization like Force United, or even other organizations like Kayuanshe and others, so that we know what is the situation on the ground, and we partner with them to understand how we can help solve them better, bring their voices to the table while creating metrics and metric models, and overall help with the ISO standardization effort, which is something we are doing on the sidelines. Which is also leading me to my next point, which is ISO standardization of the metrics and metric models. This was a thing I personally got involved in, and it is very relevant to the Asian chapter specifically, because a lot of the companies, when you talk about open source adoption, they have no formalized metrics and data collection strategies to understand the viability of an open source project. So, like standardizing helps when you talk about the Asian context. So, this is something we did get involved in at the start of this year, but it came to a halt because of the kind of rather because of the lack of interest on the part of other continental folks, right? Like Europe and America already see a lot of widespread open source adoption, but as compared to Asia, because open source as a concept originated there. So that's one of the things, but we are planning on reviving that with more Asian engagement. We did have a pretty good engagement with like on the grounds organization when this was in progress, in terms of like we had like folks coming in from various parts like Japan and everywhere else rather, to these meetings that we were holding around ISO standardization. And again, if this is not to your taste, we do have, like I said, chaos software projects wherein you can contribute code and help improve the grimoire lab as well as the augur tool, documentation, or you can contribute metrics and metric models if you're engaged in community management already, or help with the overall UI UX design of either the OSCDB or the chaos website in general. Does that answer your question though? Because I went on a long rant for a bit, but does that answer your question?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. And do you have any subsequent questions?
Uh, like no, not for now. Thank you.
All right. So I'm going from the open source communities database section to the birds of feather framework proposal. Now we already have a pull request here, which I think got merged. I'm not sure, but if it hasn't, I will ensure it gets merged here. Yeah, so I will ensure that it gets merged after checking with Yaya, who was not able to attend this call. But essentially, what we're trying to do with Birds of Feather framework templates is that we are trying to have these sessions at various conferences across Asia. Yaya had the first one in Community Over Code Asia, being held in Beijing, China last month or the month before that, July. And the idea is to engage with people who work in businesses and organizations that adopt and use open source, or create open source projects, and see what are the challenges they face. So we have a proposal ready here, and Yaya has kind of used it. I Unfortunately, we haven't had the opportunity to catch up after that was done, because we had the whole month's hiatus period. So the BOF session feedback will be provided by Yaya whenever she is online and she's able to make it to this call. But essentially, this is the first pilot of this framework, and we are hoping to sort of um, continue re not reinventing, but basically revising the template if necessary, in terms of the contents of the template, and what questions should we have to actually instigate the discussion, and what can we further do to engage more people in this sphere. So those are our next steps, and I'm going to pause there and see if you have any questions before we go ahead.
So my question is like, how can I be the part of this community, and how should I start working like for this community?
Good question. So, I mentioned a ton of opportunities here that you can get involved in. One of them is, of course, the good first issue bits around the OSCDB. If you're more software oriented, again, you have to determine what your interest is, and figure out. What you would like to do more of in the open source space. If it is code, we do have things around code in the like contributions that require a bit of knowledge of GitHub and automation with respect to GitHub in the open source communities database side. If you're more interested in helping us uh, you know talk about these at various conferences, that's around more around community management. So firstly, you have to ascertain what you would like to do, and based on that, we can help you find the niche interest. But if you're basically looking at like a code contribution, a good first issue to start off with, I would highly recommend checking out the open source communities database GitHub repo, which I've listed in the agenda doc. And from there onwards, you can sort of use that as your springboard to your next contributions, and get acquainted with the larger community as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And I would like to tell you that my interest in community management. Like I want to go through with community management first.
All right. So, with respect to community management, there are a few things that we are, like I said, we are trying to figure out how to better our new contributor welcoming committee process. That is one thing that we are actively looking to work on this in the next year. So, any insights on that and any insights on how we could better formalize that process would be very helpful from your side. And maybe you could like take on that mantle and take on that role and think on how we could sort of better that process, because we do have that rota over here, if you see here, but it's not populated as much as we would like to. So it's just that we would want more people to come through and welcome people at the outset, rather than them discovering us through a newcomer hangout, or maybe through accident, or we would want people to be there. So if there are ways that you can think of, maybe you can think of this as your first assignment, so to say, which is not a formal thing. It's wholly volunteer driven. So if this is something that you want to think about and get back to us with in terms of formalization, that would be really helpful. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, I got your point. And suppose can we discuss right now if we have a time, little bit.
Actually, we're at the end of our time right now. It's still 8:45. The meeting is still 8:45 a.m. IST. But I would highly recommend that this not be limited to the meeting itself. You can start a channel, Slack thread on the channel. I can actually start it for you if you want, and you can input insights into that and seek feedback, because these meetings, as you probably can guess, a lot of them are subject to terms and conditions of me or Yaya actually hosting these meetings and taking these forward. So people might or might not be able to make it to some of these meetings. So the best bet to get more feedback is probably through the Slack channel, and I will start a thread there for you and CC you so that you can provide your inputs. Does that sound fair?
Perfectly. Like, yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
All right then. So I think, like I said, we are at the end of our time today. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'll see you with the next one in another 2 weeks, which is probably the 14th, not 14th, 18th of September. And like I said, I'll also start up a Slack thread to sort of discuss more on the new contributor welcoming committee. Yeah.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much and have a great day and a better
Yeah,
weekend.
you too.
Bye.
It was nice meeting you. Yeah,
Nice
thank you.
meeting you too. Bye.